Good morning, Wright State University, and welcome to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU. Start your day the right way with us. We will be covering current events in the news, local, national, and from Wright State. We will provide a daily dose of inspiration and positivity to lighten your day. And we will have a special feature depending on the day of the week. So grab your tea or your coffee, sit back, relax, and enjoy the Wright Morning Show. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 1069. This camera is not facing anybody. Scotty, could you get that camera and make it face you so that we could all see you? Sorry, everybody, for the lateness of the Wright Morning Show. I had to run to the bathroom at the last minute. Nature has the worst times of calling you.
I would say yoo-hoo.
Yes, so we got in the studio with us, we have Scotty Kramer, who is fixing this microphone that was supposed to be facing him, but was facing nobody. We have Jamie from the Guardian Media Group. And,
how's it look? Looking all right?
You look far away.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't feel like messing with it anymore. People know my face. They can hear my voice.
Yeah, and then we also have Harmony on the phone line. So how are you all doing this morning?
Great.
Awesome. So because of how late we are, we're going to speed run right through our current events here. So let's get started, shall we? Vaccines are to be administered at apartment complex in Dayton today, according to WHIO. As part of a community health fair, many organizations are teaming up to promote COVID-19 vaccinations at a local apartment complex today. Premier Health announced that the event is taking place at the DeSoto Base Court Apartments on Oldfield Avenue. Sorry, I had a pop-up there. Entertainment for children include a bounce house and an obstacle course will be at the event as well, which run from 2 until 7 p.m. They will be the vaccinations will be administered by Zeke's Pharmacy, while representatives from Premier Health will be on hand to provide education on healthful eating and women's health. Those who received the COVID-19 vaccine who are Medicaid members will receive $50 in Walmart gift cards. A Medicaid and photo ID for verification must be present to qualify. All right, continuing on. Also from WHIO, Beaver Creek Police Department is hosting Touch a Truck event. Any families with children who love trucks or first responders are allowed to come to the event and check out local first responders' trucks. Wait, loves trucks or first responders? Does that mean you could touch the first responders too? The event is scheduled to take place at the mall on Fairfield Commons from 12:30 p.m. until 2:30 p.m. on Friday. So if you want to touch a truck, probably not a first responder, you could head on over to the mall.
I know a bunch of kids that love fire trucks, man. It's a big thing as a toddler, man. Just loving the fire trucks. I know a bunch of kids that love garbage men. You know, they like to go out there and sit out there and watch them do their thing.
Also from WHIO, a man was taken into custody after a standoff on Nassau Street in Dayton. Major Christopher Mousen with the Dayton Police Department told News Center 7 that crews were dispatched to a domestic violence complaint on Nassau Street around 6 p.m. Upon arrival and speaking with the victim, they were able to locate the suspect inside of the home. Mousen said the suspect was known to be armed with weapons and refused to come out of the home, which prompted a SWAT call-out.
Oh, God.
Authorities were able to negotiate with the suspect on the phone to get him to come out of the home. The suspect was taken into custody and transported to the hospital for evaluation before going to jail. Let's see here. From Yellow Springs News. Harmonica master and consummate performer Frederic Yonnet performed his possible final summer camp show of the year at Rosenthal Mercantile on Dayton Street last Saturday, June the 12th, with his band with no name and several guest musicians. Other guests included comedian Jon Stewart, actor Bill Murray, and hometown rapper Isa Ali. Comedian Dave Chappelle made an appearance as well and sang to the audience. The event was live streamed on Yannet's Instagram account.
Yeah.
Nice.
I feel like I always hear about Dave Chappelle over here in Fairborn, man. Like,
yeah.
Everybody talks about Dave Chappelle, and like I have yet to either see him, and plus I've never watched his comedy. I feel like I have to get invested in it
hilarious.
just because I'm in the area.
Yeah.
Like I know, I'm pretty sure I've seen his stuff, but I just didn't know it was Dave Chappelle at the time.
Yeah.
So, I gotta get invested into it because I've heard he's a pretty funny dude, and I mean I know a bunch of people that have like talked to him, just like kind of like a bro to bro, like, and this dude's a celebrity, right? Pretty cool.
Yeah.
But, he sounds like a pretty chill dude. I gotta watch some of his stuff if I get some free time.
From Dayton.com, through summer 2021 is looking more like summertime in Dayton pre-pandemic. Some families might not have had or are just itching for a new local adventure. Passport to Metro Parks is a Five Rivers Metro Parks program that is meant to get families involved in nature education, conservation, and outdoor recreation, all on their own time and at their own pace. New activities within the program will be added to metroparks.org/passport throughout the summer. This is a really great way to get to know your Metro Parks, said Shelley DeFranco, Director of Marketing and Public Engagement at Five Rivers. People will discover many new hidden gems and points of interest by playing Passport to Metro Parks. People can find a variety of outdoor activities they can enjoy in a Metro Park, such as their favorite green space or their backyard throughout Five Rivers' summer issue of Parkways, along with new activities periodically added to the blog. Downloadable passports are also available on Five Rivers Metro Parks' website. Look for the Passport logo on Parkways and the Nature is Open blog to learn how many stamps can be earned for each activity completed. Find Passport stamps at metroparks.org/2021 Passport to Metro Parks, as well as in Parkways. Cut them out and paste them in the Passport or use recycled materials such as paper or cardboard to create a poster where stamps can be pasted and displayed. Take photos as you complete activities and post them to social media with the hashtag Passport to Metro Parks. We'll share some of our favorites on Metro Parks social media channels too. Stated Five Rivers Metro Parks on their website. Because there are so many ways to play both in the parks and at home, you'll find you could curate your experience to whoever is playing with you, DeFranco said. From the Fairborn City Herald, Wright State is reducing the cost of housing. We've talked about this several times. Just a quick recap. Apartments at College Park and University Park will be reduced to $2,091 per semester, which is a reduction of 32.1%. Forest Lane apartments will be cut by as much as 35.5%, down to $2,750 per semester. For residence halls, some of the rooms at the Woods will be reduced as much as 22% to $2,100 per semester. Double rooms at Honors Hall will drop to $2,300 per semester, and single rooms at Hamilton Hall will drop to $2,700 per semester.
Good news for me. I live over in College Park, so I saw that on the news. I think it was Monday night. I was pretty hyped up, man. I was sitting there in the break room at Walmart. Everyone was like, "What the heck are you talking about, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I go to Wright State." I'm like, "I'm pretty pumped up, man." I don't even like with that price drop. I might not even have to. I usually have to take like a $500 to $1,000 loan just to pay for some stuff, but I don't even think I'll have to take one out now just because of that drop. So big shout out to Wright State. Heck yeah, it's awesome.
From WDTN, the Xenia Community Schools Board of Education will return to in-person meetings in July, and meetings will no longer be streamed online. While it is necessary to use technology to continue business when public meetings were restricted, I think everyone will be glad for a return to in-person meetings and the sense of normalcy that brings, said Dr. Gabe Lofton, Superintendent for Xenia Community Schools.
Definitely.
The next school board meeting is scheduled for Monday, July 12th at 6:30 p.m. at the District Central Office in 819 Colorado Drive in Xenia.
I can't tell you how happy I am just to see normal life returning. Like, people are able to go to swimming pools now and do all this stuff. Like, we forgot all about that we could do because we've been under lockdown all the time. You know what I mean? It's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so glad everything's starting to, quote unquote, go back to normal.
Normal makes you appreciate things a lot more than what we did before.
Harmon, you don't even understand. Like, some things I just like dread doing or something like, oh, I don't feel like going to class today, in person. And then it's like I do a whole year online and I'm just like, man, I really miss being there with the professor, being able to ask questions straight up and all this and that, right?
It's a socialization. It's a big thing.
my social life kind of went down the drain because of that, other than like my close friends. But I like interacting with like new people. That's just the type of dude I am. So when I don't have that opportunity, like I can't do it over like a text chat and a Zoom call or whatever. The only person I had success with that was Parker, who now works here. You know what I mean? Other than that, I never met or talked to anybody from my online classes and got to know them on a personal level.
We're designed to be social by nature, so It's like when we don't have that aspect. A lot of people, sure, they're introverts and don't, really feel like doing it, but I even feel like maybe some of those people miss, just going out and doing their own thing too. But yeah, we're social by nature, so. I
always thought I was an introvert for like the most part, but like going through the whole COVID thing, I realized I'm more of an extrovert than I thought. I love talking to people. I love meeting people. I really do. So when I guess that if COVID gave me one good thing, it was appreciating a lot of normal things more, I guess.
Yeah. I don't mean to cut you off, but we are running out of time.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I got to speed run through this.
Patrick, screwing us up, man.
Sorry. We could talk about that during the freeform discussion.
I'm just messing with you, man. Keep going, homie.
WHIO, police responded to reports of a shooting in Dayton on Tuesday evening around 5:15 p.m. Crews were dispatched to the area of Salem Avenue and Lexington Avenue. News Center 7 crew on scene reports that police are blocking part of the street in the area and seen at least one homicide detective. Ooh. They will update the story as they learn more. That's all I have, so I'm going to take it to Jamie because I know Jamie had a couple of interesting articles for local news, so go ahead.
Hello. Most of these are not going to be, lovely choice, so bear with me here. A Miamisburg man called Possessive admits to shooting death a Fairfield woman who is only 23 years old. I know this is kind of a problem in this area, or objectively, you could argue that.
Yeah.
A Miamisburg man in jail for more than a year awaiting trial has admitted to killing a Fairfield woman in 2019. Kobe Shilong, I think that's how you pronounce it, 30 of Summit Point Drive in Miamisburg, was arrested in March 2020 in Montgomery County by U.S. Marshals for allegedly killing 23-year-old Kathleen Labodo at her Fairfield residence on October 1st, 2019. He was charged with murder, felonious assault, and tampering with evidence.
Oof.
On Monday, Shilong pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of involuntary manslaughter with a gun specification and tampering with evidence. He faces a maximum of 22 and a half years in prison, and prosecutors and the defense agreed to a minimum of 17 years in prison with no chance for judicial release. The trial was scheduled to begin next month. So I feel like we cover a lot of these types of cases on the show. Moving on. Longtime Kettering City Councilman resigns, creating second vacancy on board. A Kettering City Councilman has announced... Oh, this... By the way, I forgot to mention, this is all from Dayton Daily News. So...
Which I don't have a subscription for. So, yay, Jamie.
Yeah,
I do.
So. There we go.
Anyway, continuing, a Kettering City Councilman has announced his resignation, the second one that on the panel this year. Longtime District 2 Councilman Joe Wainmaker, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, announced Tuesday night he is stepping down effective immediately, citing health reasons. Wainmaker has been in his fifth term, having been elected in 2003 after retiring from the job of street maintenance director for the city of Kettering. And then it kind of just goes into about who he is.
We could just say, for more information, see Dayton Daily News if you have a subscription, that is.
Yeah, if you're clutch like Jamie, right?
What can I say? I like the news.
What's this a man standing naked on a roof story?
Okay, so I saw that.
Or should we save that for the Weird Wednesday?
I feel like that should be Weird Wednesday.
Yeah, we might want to save that.
Yeah, like that's too
I got a couple sports news I wanted to talk about today. So last night, the Phoenix Suns go 2-0 in the series against the Los Angeles Clippers to a great game-winning shot, which is pretty much a dunk with 0.02 seconds left. That was thrown in by Jay Crowder that won them by 1 point against the LA Clippers was by DeAndre Ayton, who basically carried the team. Devin Booker also got a bloody nose. Like, it looked like his nose was broken because he got headbutted by Patrick Beverley by accident.
Oof.
So, no, the Phoenix Suns up 2-0 in the series. They just swept the Utah Jazz. So, no, they're doing great. So, that was awesome to see. Since they beat the Lakers, I want to see them go to the finals and win it all. So, I'm kind of rooting for the Suns right now. And the Philadelphia 76ers were knocked out of the playoffs as well. So, the Atlanta Hawks are moving on to the Western Conference Finals, who will be facing the Milwaukee Bucks. And one other piece of news I wanted to talk about was Alex Caruso, the Lakers shooting guard, was arrested last night in, I believe it was Texas, for possession of marijuana. It was only a little bit. I think it was like 2 ounces, or not 2 ounces. That's a lot. 2 grams, excuse me.
I was going
to say. I was like, 2 ounces, that's quite a bit. No, 2 grams, excuse me. I'm a little tired. But anyways, he was released on like a bail or whatever. Probably not much money. A little bit of a slap in the wrist for having a little bit of weed. But Alex Caruso got a little bit locked up. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I had that free Caruso hashtag because I didn't know if he was going to be in there for a couple of days. But now that's just I wanted to cover a little bit in sports there. So go ahead and continue on with the last 5 minutes here,
awesome.
Jamie.
What?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I was just gonna add something to the sports thing, and I can't believe I'm talking about sports.
Hey, I'm all sports. That's all I talk about. That's my life.
I can't believe I'm talking about sports.
I can't believe it's sports.
But no, it's also like legal things. But did you guys see the Supreme Court ruling in favor of athletes in the NCAA compensation?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's really good because a lot of times anything that would be quote unquote under the table, these players would get in trouble for. For example, Chase Young, he just he paid for his family to come like watch one of his games or something like that, and he ended up getting game suspension just because the NCAA thought that there were people that were paying for his family to go out there or something like that. So it's good to see this stuff lifted, eased back a lot more. Especially for how great these athletes are, for how much they contribute to their universities, and just obviously they're playing on public television, right? For a lot of these universities, especially the ones that are in D1 games. So me personally, I could go on and on. I don't want to, but I think they should be paid and et cetera. And I think that's a good thing that the NCAA did.
And the views and opinions of the Wright Morning Show do not reflect the views and opinions of WWSU Radio, Wright State University,
Yeah.
nor
You
their
said
entities.
at the beginning, Pat.
I always forget to do so.
Nah, it's cool. I forget to sometimes.
All right. Shall we go to global and national news?
Hit it for the rest of the minutes if you're cool with it, Jamie.
Okay, cool. So a big thing that I saw this morning was from the New York Times. And in the morning newsletter, they were talking about China and Hong Kong and the pro-democracy movement.
Mm-hmm.
I heard about that, yeah.
So I know this topic is sensitive, especially for Asian American and Pacific Islander community, so trigger warning. But in this newsletter, okay, I'll just read it out. In the years since China passed a sweeping national security law for Hong Kong, the mainland government has steadily tightened its grip on the city, quashing the pro-democracy movement. Then it talks about how Hong Kong officials have been squashing and restricting artists and putting the art in museums, films, and etc. But the most recent thing that they were talking about was, quote, and last week the police raided Apple Daily, the biggest openly pro-democracy newspaper in the city, arrested its top editors and froze its bank accounts. Today the newspaper said it would close this week.
Wow.
Yeah, you could just. China's attacking freedom of the press over there.
They've been doing that for years upon years, so it's not really new news. You know what I mean? That's been happening for a long time. So
it's the norm for them.
Exactly. I hate to hear it.
Yeah, and also it's just interesting to see news even coming out of that area because it is so restricted. Like I know in this newsletter, they talk about the correspondent who is in Hong Kong. And the last time they talked was in March. So it's kind of following up from what has happened since, including that China has overhauled Hong Kong's election system before anyone can run for office. They have to pass a screening committee set up by Beijing. So yeah, there's pro-democracy leaders in prison there as well. So I found this article very interesting. See the New York Times if you want to read more on that. and the different censorship that is happening in Hong Kong and China.
You mind if I follow up with something here in the United States?
Cool.
Speaking of controlling the elections, from the Associated Press, a sweeping voting rights bill that...
Here we go.
Yep. You know where this is going, Harmony.
I certainly do.
A sweeping voting rights bill that would have impacted virtually all aspects of how elections are run was blocked by Republicans in the Senate, who used the filibuster to stop it from advancing. The GOP put up a united front opposing the bill known as the For the People Act, saying it was ultimately meant to benefit Democrats and infringe on states being able to conduct their own elections without interference. Democrats say the bill was necessary to counter the various state laws being enacted by Republicans to make it harder to vote. The defeat is the most significant setback yet for President Biden's legislative agenda. So a little bit of election stuff going on over here, too.
Speaking of elections, we can talk about the New York mayoral.
Oh, yeah, the ranked choice voting system that they're doing this time around.
Yeah, and they also just had the primary. This is from the New York Times going back. With almost all in-person ballots counted, Eric Adams was leading in the Democratic primary for New York City mayor. Maya Whaley was second, and Andrew Yang, the former presidential candidate, conceded. These results are not final, and we may not know the winner for weeks. The city still has to count absentee ballots as well as the ranked choice votes. New Yorkers could rank up to 5 candidates in order of preference, and I believe we covered that last week.
Mm-hmm.
For more, see the New York.
So essentially, ranked choice voting, from my understanding of it, is you could choose up to 5 candidates, and basically there is a threshold that has to be met for candidate in order to win the primary. And if that threshold is not met, then what happens is the ranked choice voting system kicks in. They eliminate the last place candidate, and then they do the tallying again with the remaining candidates, and then they just keep going until a candidate breaks the 50% threshold with voting.
Interesting.
Yeah. From Bloomberg, COVID hospitalizations are starting to rebound in a handful of states with poor vaccination levels, and the trend is especially notable among the young adult population. The hospitalization rate in Missouri, Utah, and Arkansas is up 30% in 2 weeks, with younger patients driving the increase. All the states seeing rising hospitalizations trail the national vaccination rate. Because testing has fallen off a cliff nationwide, health officials say that the number of patients in the hospital with COVID is now the most reliable indicator of where the virus is being transmitted.
Let's not get too comfortable, folks.
Yeah. We've been saying that several times.
Fully vax gang.
Yeah. All right. From the New York Times, this is a short tidbit. The Saudi operatives who killed and dismembered the journalist Jamal Khashoggi in 2018 reportedly had received parliamentary training in the U.S. on a contract approved by the State Department. The training was done in 2017 by an Arkansas private security firm and happened at the same time Saudi Arabia was starting a kidnapping and torture campaign against dissidents on the orders of the Crown Prince.
Oh, God. Sounds like fun.
Yeah. There's no evidence anyone involved in training the secret Saudi unit knew, though, at the time. Good news with regards to lumber, though. Lumber prices have been falling fast since hitting all-time highs a few weeks ago as demand for do-it-yourself home renovations during the pandemic outstripped supply. Prices are still much higher than they were pre-COVID, but lumber futures are trading below $1,000 for the first time in months. It all comes down to the Econ 101. Sawmills are running on overdrive, cranking out the plywood and 2x4s that is helping to meet demand, which in turn has fallen as buyers got spooked by the high prices. And that's from Fortune.
So I guess if you wanted to build that shed, go build that shed.
It's time.
Might want to wait a little longer for the prices to fall even more, but we're getting there.
It's like a stock, right? Up and down.
Yeah, lumber and oil, it's all a stock.
Yep.
Who would think?
Speaking of stocks, from CNET, the price of Bitcoin dropped below $30,000 for the first time since January and briefly turned negative on the year before rebounding. Cryptocurrencies have been taking a bath lately.
Oh, yeah. We could definitely say that.
Ethereum is down 15% just this week, while Dogecoin is down 75% since peaking around the time Elon Musk hyped it on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, and he screwed it up for me. Meanie head.
Coinbase, the crypto trading platform, is down close to 40% since it went public 2 months ago, just as Bitcoin was hitting all-time highs. There's another piece of news from Major League Baseball this time.
Oh, you're gonna talk about the spider thing with the stick stuff for the baseballs?
Yeah, they just started enforcing a new rule against pitchers using sticky substances to manipulate the ball, and it's already creating havoc.
Yep, trust me. I was listening to the Pat McAfee show while I was at work last night, and I heard all about it.
When Oakland reliever Sergio Romo was approached by an umpire for a sticky stuff check.
Bro, he started unzipping.
I got some sticky stuff on my bat.
Taking all the stuff off. Man, he was heated.
He sarcastically pulled his pants down.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Yep. I saw it on Instagram, and I was like, "What?" At first, I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, "What's going on?" And then I heard the news. I was like, "Ah, okay." I'm like, "That's kind of funny how he went with the situation."
Earlier in the night, Nationals ace Max Scherzer threw his hat on the field and theatrically undid his belt after the Phillies manager asked the umps to inspect him a third time.
Yeah.
The new policy is meant to generate more offense in the game, but there's concern that it's already being exploited by opposing teams.
Oh, yeah, we could talk about this for a while. That's been an ongoing thing with the MLB, and they're trying to make a rule about it midway through the season. And I heard a lot of debate whether they should wait till the end of the season before they make the rule change or if they're going to do it mid-season. But from the sounds of it, it looks like they're going to do it mid-season, which could really pee off, at least to say, a lot of these pitchers because, you know, if they see someone cheating, they're going to do it too because they want to have an equal amount of competition, right? So
yeah.
No sticky wood.
Exactly. I mean, there used to be the stick'em football back in like the 70s and 60s, I believe it was. Basically, instead of having gloves, they had this super sticky stuff like where you touch anything, your hand's just going to stick to it like crazy.
Oh, gosh.
So basically, they
you
would
could
have
just
these
stick the ball.
Yeah, you could literally just have your hand straight up like that, and it would just hit your hand and then basically stick like 9 times out of 10. So they had to ban that years ago. So that's what it reminded me of when I heard that in baseball.
From the New York Times, Britney Spears is expected to speak at a court hearing regarding her conservatorship today.
Wow.
The singer had requested the hearing on an expedited basis, and some Britney watchers expect this will be the day she officially asks for the arrangement with her father, Jamie, to be dissolved. A new report suggests Spears quietly tried to end her conservatorship much earlier than previously known, though she has never petitioned to the court to do so. Interesting. Jamie, do you have any final articles for us before we sign to break?
Not at the moment.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and conclude the current events there for the Wright Morning Show. When we come back, we're going to get into your weather forecast as well as Wright State news. You're listening to the Wright State Morning Show, Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. Stick around.
Watch out! You got me! The galaxy is safe once again. In the
And we're back to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. Welcome back to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. It is time for your local weather forecast. The current weather at Wright State University, brought to you by Tomorrow.io, is cloudy. I'm not sure if I agree with that. There's a little bit of sun coming through.
Oh, no. On my way driving here this morning, it was pretty sunny. I had my shades on and my visor down.
Who knows? So the temperature is 65 degrees. The wind is coming from the south at 7 miles per hour. The humidity is 49%. The dew point is 45 degrees. The visibility is 10 miles, and the air quality is good. The hyperlocal forecast from Tomorrow.io. I always hit this microphone at least once during every show.
I probably do it, too, and just don't realize. I think I'm used to it by now, me bumping into the mic. I always sit pretty close to the mic, even though I already talk really loud.
Same here. So it's going to be mostly cloudy up until 12 p.m., and then it's going to clear up, and then it's going to get cloudy again towards the afternoon and evening hours, according to Tomorrow.io. Temperature is going to reach about 65 degrees momentarily, then it's going to hit 70 degrees by about 11:15 a.m. It's going to hit 75 degrees at 2 p.m., and then the high will be around 76 degrees. It'll start cooling off around 7 p.m. tonight. Your extended weather forecast brought to you by the National Weather Service at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Today, mostly sunny, high in the upper 70s. Nice day to get out there and enjoy the weather. So get out there, grab your hammock, and enjoy the weather.
Yesterday when I went outside, it was really nice. I walked outside to help my grandparents for about an hour, just moving stuff around. I walked outside, after our meeting, and I was like, man, it is beautiful out. I felt great. Yeah. I'm like, because I'm not awake during the daytime, so I don't really get to feel that much. But I was like, wow, like if I wanted to go jog and if I wasn't so tired, I might have done it I might have done it yesterday.
Definitely enjoy the weather today because the heat's coming back in tomorrow.
Yep, so get the AC units ready.
Yep. So tonight, partly cloudy, low in the mid-50s. Thursday, sunny, high in the mid-80s. Thursday night, partly cloudy, low in the upper 60s. Friday, a chance of showers with locally heavy rainfall possible, high in the mid-80s. Friday night, a chance of showers with locally heavy rainfall possible, low around 70. Saturday, showers are likely, high in the mid-80s. Saturday night, showers likely with thunderstorms developing overnight, low around 70. Sunday, showers likely, high in the mid-80s. And then finally, Sunday night, showers likely with a low in the upper 60s. So got a lot of rain coming in as well towards the weekend. Latest news from Wright State Wings. The systems will be unavailable from June 30th to July 1st. To accommodate the fiscal year-end reconciliation, several online services will be unavailable from 6 p.m. on Wednesday, June 30th until 1 a.m. on Thursday, July 1st. Those services include Wings Express, Banner Admin, Parking Services, Wright One Card Services, Right to Buy, Payments and Salesforce, Student Onboarding and Salesforce, and all online payments. For questions regarding the maintenance, you can contact the CATS Help Desk at 937-775-4827 or helpdesk@wright.edu.
My good old department, man. I love CATS. Big shout out to them.
Yeah. Would you like to be a disease detective? Well, sign up for PPH 2200 for fall semester. Develop skills to track infectious disease. You will,
God.
Learn from experts. Learn how to investigate diseases like HIV, foodborne illnesses, and even COVID-19 from public health experts. So register for PPH 2200 now because class size is limited. For more information, you can contact Amanda Hinson Enslin, the assistant professor of Boonshoft School of Medicine. You could find contact information on your Wings account. All right, not much going on at Wright State. The other stuff was a lot older news, so we're not going to really cover that. So let's get into Wright State news. Jamie, I'll pass the mic over to you with the Guardian Media Group.
Hello. So a few articles have been newly published since last week. The one I'm looking at now is Students Becoming Semester-Long Wellness Coaches. This is by Brandon Sutherland. Wright State Student Fair members are using the platform of Portis to connect with peers and support students' mental health and prosperity.
Oh, nice.
Combining the use of telemedicine and consistent analytics gives Portis the platform capable of reaching embellished solutions. The software development firm applies these tools to schools and universities across the field, according to WSU. The post-pandemic ensured a frenzy of emotions and actions that many individuals had never witnessed in recent memory. These occurrences have allowed society to become more open and accepting of mental health. And then, hold on. My thing is loading. My page is loading. Okay. WSU graduate student and admissions recruiter Lauren McGregor felt like the past year was at its lowest point. Quote, the stress and changes that come along with the pandemic caused students to be thrown through hoops that they never saw coming, end quote, McGregor said. McGregor also emphasizes the support of the program of Portis developed as it covers the aspects of emotional, spiritual, environmental, physical, and financial health. It was nice to be able to chat with the Portis team and give them feedback on the sessions and the programs. I think that they have a huge potential with this world going more and more digital on a daily basis, McGregor said. Mm-hmm. So, this article, you can read more on the Wright State Guardian's website, and it just talks about this service and how it is helping students with their mental wellness. Another cool article that is up here now is Vaxamillions Last Day. Area students voice their thoughts.
Oh, yeah, we've...
Oh, did you cover that one?
I think I did yesterday, but if you have your own input on that, I would love to hear what
I hope I'm the last winner. I put my entry in right after I got my second vaccination. I didn't win last week, so if I'm going to, it's going to be this week. And I tell you what, I'll give WWSU like $100 out of my $1 million.
Thank you, Scotty.
Hey, it's contributing a little bit, right?
How generous.
That'll
kidding,
cover
man.
1% of a piece of equipment.
Hey, there we go. 1%'s better than 0%.
Probably will pay for the light bulb that Patrick broke.
Yeah.
No, I already bought a new one.
Yeah, right.
Oh, there you go. Did you guys get to cover the Board of Trustees approval of $200 million in fiscal year 22 budget?
I think we did last week.
Yeah, I think we talked about a little bit of that already.
Yeah, I just feel like that entire meeting, because I was there, I was one of the people that helped cover it, was very interesting. And I think they introduced a lot of different and interesting things. I think I'm most excited for the $14.2 million HERFF funds that they approved for students.
Yeah.
That is personally very exciting.
Yeah.
So I think they're talking about, like, they're going to distribute it to qualified students at some point.
That's really nice.
Yeah. I don't have anything from the newsroom. The newsroom hasn't published anything since yesterday. So if you want, I could cover a few things from the Wright State Raiders.
Yeah, go ahead, because those were the top 3 headlines from The Guardian. And, one last thing to mention. If you like to see photos and like the Guardian Gallery, there is a new Guardian Gallery up. It's called Did We Spot You at the Black Freedom Through My Eyes event on campus. So if you want to see that or read in the articles, go to wsuguardian.com. Okay.
All right. So I don't know, Scotty, if you've caught up. And I haven't either, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm baseball.
Yeah,
I'm
baseball. Super busy. I try to keep up with it a little bit on Instagram, but it's really hard for me to stay up to date with sports in general, just because of either I'm at work or I'm asleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Patrick, a little bit of a sleep there. Yeah, right. Harmony still heard that, and he had his mic off.
Well, the utils bypasses.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Sonic sneeze.
All right, so from Wright State Raiders, Hamilton and Black named 2021 AVCA/Rawlings NCAA Division I All-America.
Mm-hmm.
So Quincy Hamilton and Tyler
Black.
Black.
Quincy Hamilton is a beast on our baseball team.
Oh, wow. They were each named to the 2021 ABCA/Rawlings NCAA Division I All-America teams, announced on Saturday morning. Hamilton earned first-time honors, while Black was tabbed to the third team. First recognized in 1949, the ABCA Rawlings All-Americans are selected by the ABCA All-America Committee. ABCA/Rawlings All-Region first-time selections, which were announced on Wednesday, were nominated for All-America honors. How many times do I have to say All-America? Hamilton started all 48 games for Wright State this spring, hitting for a .374 overall average with 18 doubles, 15 home runs, 4 triples, and 65 RBIs with 78 runs scored. Hamilton had 20 multi-hit games this season with 9 games with 3 or more hits and 17 multi-RBI games. The Centerville, Ohio native and Horizon League Player of the Year has now earned All-America honors from ABCA Rawlings and Collegiate Baseball Newspaper, Baseball America, and the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association. Additionally, Hamilton was named the top hitter in the country by D1 Baseball in its analytical breakdown rankings of its top 100 hitters.
Big number one. Yeah, Tyler Black got number 7. And then Zane Harris was number 52. So we had 3 guys from our baseball team on the top 100 in D1 baseball.
Wow.
Way to go, guys. Congrats.
Yeah, Quincy, like I said, Quincy Hamilton, that dude's a beast when he's up there at the plate. Guy's a baller. I don't know if I should say baller in baseball,
no
right?
pun intended.
I say baller, I mean, that sounds more like a basketball thing, but no, dude, Quincy Hamilton's a G.
Black also started all 48 games for Wright State this spring, hitting .383 overall with 14 doubles, 13 home runs, and a triple, while driving in 59 RBIs. His final games of the season were a coming-out party on the national stage in the NCAA Knoxville Regional, where he hit .556 over the Raiders' 2 games with 3 home runs and 5 RBIs while tallying 14 total bases. The Canadian native was a first-team All-Horizon League performer this spring and is also named a Perfect Game/Rawlings All-American while earning a spot on the All-Knoxville Regional team after his play in the NCAA Championship. Black was named the number 7 hitter in the country by D1 Baseball in its analytical breakdown rankings of its top 100 hitters.
I'll tell you what, Wright State does a tremendous job. Like, this whole sports department, they do a tremendous job with recruiting athletes. I mean, I have a buddy on the football team who's a baller, Jeff Usay. He came from Canada. We got Tim Finke, who came from, Grand Canyon University, who was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school. And you came to Wright State, balled out, et cetera, et cetera. You can go down the list. I can sit here and say another list for like another 8 minutes. But no, Wright State's done a tremendous job in the sports department. And as I think all of us here in the sports department say, it's a great time to be a Raider sports fan.
Also, apparently, we have 4 players on the baseball team that were ranked in the top 100.
I only saw the 3. Who was the 4th one?
Also ranked the top 100 pitchers.
Okay,
I'm sorry. One of them was top 100 pitchers.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Austin Klein, who checked out at number 93.
Nice.
All right, so that's all I have for the latest news for the Raiders, because the articles from the past week all pretty much dealt with the D1 Baseball's top 100 and then the ABCA Rawlings. So I'm not going to be redundant and read the other articles.
Yeah, right.
Let's get into freeform. Scotty, do you have a stock update for us?
Like I said earlier, I think I said it Monday when I was last on the show. Obviously, I missed yesterday due to a lack of sleep. But anyways, throwing a lot of money in BlackBerry recently. That's what I've been doing. They've been making a lot of cool deals. So in my opinion, obviously, do not listen to me. I'm a stupid college kid. This is what I've been doing, right? This is my take. So I've been throwing a good amount I've put about almost $200 into BlackBerry, mainly valued. I put my first $100 at like $14.8, which just dropped down a bit, but I've been throwing a little bit of money here and there. BlackBerry's been making a lot of cool deals. Just recently, they've had a big deal with Amazon, which was like 60 to 70 million, I believe, for some of their software. Geico with BlackBerry IVYs, they just made a deal there. I haven't checked the details on that since I saw it this morning when I got off work, but that's great. A lot more news for BlackBerry, so I expect them to, I don't know if I want to say double, but I expect them to shoot quite a bit up here within the next month or two. Hopefully I'm right, because I've been putting a good amount of money in there. Like you mentioned earlier, though, a lot of these coins are dropping. So Bitcoin is currently valued at 34K. Dogecoin has gone up 3 cents, though. I think people are starting to buy again, hoping that the hype isn't completely dead. Ethereum, I believe, is still under 2K. Yeah, it's $2,003, so it's kind of sitting right now. But the coins, not the best right now, but obviously I think Bitcoin's going to shoot up back again. It's just going to be a while. It's expected that Bitcoin shoots up to 80K by the end of the year, according to quote-unquote some experts. Don't have a source on that. That's why I put some quotes in the experts. But I've been reading a little bit here and there. Microsoft's sitting about $265 per share. And then one stock that dropped quite a bit that was pretty high up recently due to the meme. June 9th, GameStop was valued at $302 per share. It's down to $216. People were trying to make it shoot back up. Not sure if it's going to happen. I think the meme's kind of dying there. But AMC, it was valued at about $9 per share. And I believe it was May 7th or May 10th. And then now it's sitting at about $59. So if you hopped in back then, looking pretty good. But I wouldn't invest anytime soon. I don't know how much AMC is going to grow. I've seen a lot of news around it, though, with the AMC's CEO. So some people are expecting it to go up to 70 or $80. So if you do want to throw a little bit of money in there, you might get a little lucky. But at the same time, it's sitting at a little bit of a, I guess I should say a plateau. I couldn't think of the word there.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, it's plateauing a little bit. CLNE's dropped a little bit. I think it's dropped about $1. But Wish, Context Logic, they've gone up about $3 within the past few days. So they're expected to go up to about $19-20 here by the end of the month. Not sure if that's true. Obviously, it's a big gamble, if you will, with the stock market. But we got a little bit of up and down action here within the next few days, and obviously we won't know till the future. So according to my eyes, that's what I've been keeping an eye on recently, and that's all I got. Obviously, Friday when I'm in here, I'll talk a little bit more on what's going on.
All right. So I'm just looking through some of the topics here, and don't laugh at me, but what the heck is a butterfly vibrator?
I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. I don't want to know.
Yeah, well, it looks like a butterfly. Anyway,
Okay.
move on. Moving on.
Okay,
yeah,
it's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah,
okay.
that's what it's. Yeah, let's
And
go ahead
if we
move
have
on.
to, if we
It's a
have
little
to,
weird.
if we have to explain it, it'll get way too graphic for radio. So.
Yeah, exactly. Pat, we got some ladies on the line. We got to be a
I
little
know.
courteous,
I
right?
was just curious because I've never heard of that kind of vibrator before. So what are some good gag gifts that you can give people as a prank? That's an interesting topic.
Well, there's the classic turd in the box, and what was it? I think they had like emoji something or others. But the one that caught me a long time ago, this was amusing. I was at this store at the mall. Of course, everybody knows Spencer's, or used to back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, good old Spencer's. They had these little boxes up by the cash registers, and the boxes had like holes in them, like there was a pet in there or something. And it said something about it was a horny toad. And you open up the box, and there's a frog in the box on its back with a boner.
Oh my!
What?
Yeah, it's a little plastic frog with big bulging eyes and a big bulging boner.
Wow.
So yeah, a horny
Kind
toad.
of like the crazy frog avatar. If you've ever
Yes.
seen Crazy Frog.
Yes, I thought that was funny. Yeah, I thought that was amusing.
Man, I tell you what, my first time I ever went to Spencer's, I didn't know what it was at first, and I was with my mom at the mall. And I go, I'm just kind of like looking around because I'm like, I don't know what this is. And I go to the back and I see all those toys, and I'm just kind of like with my mom, and I was like 12, 13, maybe 14 at the time, and I'm just like, well, this is kind of awkward. I'm like, I don't know how I should I say something to my mom about it, or should I just like walk out? This is weird. That was my first time in Spencer, so like every time I go in like to a mall and I see it, I'm just like, man, I got some bad memories. Like, so I don't even know bad, but like I have some weird memories of that place, right?
My eldest sister, Kelly, she used to work at Spencer's and actually was like an assistant manager for Spencer's, and the stories that she brought home were just, they were crazy. And like she would always talk about like the like new merchandise and whatnot.
Yep.
It was interesting.
I don't know how, like, me personally, I would never ever want to work there, but like it would be an experience, at least to say, to work there.
Yeah.
With how many different types of people, and like how weird would it feel to like just like check out these people that are buying these certain things. Like, I just would kind of feel weird about it.
She loved it. That's
really,
yeah. She absolutely loved it.
I don't know.
Makes for some great stories, though. Makes for some great stories.
It'd be
interesting
like stories.
Stop and go in the middle of the night. The best one was, somebody came in and bought like a 4-pack of wine coolers, some tampons, and donuts.
That's a weird combination.
I'd say so.
That's a mood.
Oh wait, no, okay, no, I get it.
Yeah, took you a second.
Moving on. Actually, it's the top of the hour.
I was waiting for you to look at the time, man.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and, on that note, take a break. I did want to quickly mention though, I've heard one. I think I know somebody who worked at Spencer's too, and it's a pretty enjoyable place to work at, from what I hear.
All those fuzzy handcuffs and motion in the back. Yeah, sure.
Motion in the back?
Motion.
Oh, lotion in the back. I was thinking of something else.
I'm just going to stick with the word of interesting. I think that's the best way to say it. Like I said, I've never worked there. I don't ever want to because I feel like it'd be weird. But no, it's a very interesting place in general.
All right. We're going to take a break and then when we come back, it's time for your daily reflection and daily inspiration. You're listening to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Dad, I picked up your pills, made your lunch, and your laundry is done.
When you care for a loved one, you take care of everything. But are you taking care of yourself? Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP.
WDWSU 106.9 FM.
And welcome back to the Rat Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. Give me 1 second to check something real quick before we continue on to our next segment.
All I'm going to say is that is the most interesting freeform discussion. Like, it was very short, but that was the most interesting one by far. I just wanted to say that.
All right, so today's topic comes from tinybuddha.com. Why people are rude and unkind and why it is not about you.
You say why?
Yeah.
Everybody is rude. White. Most people are rude and unkind.
I thought
white people are rude.
That's what I thought it said. I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, wow,
why?
Okay.
Why? Not
I was
white.
like, man, I kind of feel targeted. Wow.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the same thing, Scotty. That's what I thought I heard, too.
No. Why? Why? Not white.
People are rude. Can be.
All right, so this is written by Avery Rogers. Here's a quote from Paulo Coelho. How people treat other people is a direct reflection of how they feel about themselves.
Yep.
So the article begins, by nature, I am happy, optimistic, and an idealistic person. I've always been one to look on the bright side and see the good in people. My usual philosophy in life is that the world is full of brightness, love, and possibilities to seize. Recently, though, my philosophy began to fade in the face of mild depression. I began to cry a lot and retreat into myself rather than being social and opening up, which only furthered the problem. I felt alone and miserable, and try as I might, I could not regain the feeling of the world being beautiful. Sorry, I lost my where I was in the article. I felt like something had crawled into my brain and flipped all of the positive switches off and the negative ones on. I felt hopeless, like it was more of a disease than a feeling. Before the depression, I was a kind, gentle, and compassionate person. Sometimes I was even too gentle, afraid to bring up anything that might offend someone else or damage our relationship. I didn't understand how people could be mean, rude, or offensive towards strangers or friends. I took it personally when people affronted me or were curt with me, believing that they were truly out to get me for something I had done. When people were mean, I figured it was a personal choice, that it was a conscious decision to stop caring about other people's feelings and opinions. And bless you, Harmony.
Well, thank you.
When I became depressed, though, my temper shortened and I felt far more irritable. I had little patience for anything, and I lived in a constant state of anxiety about social interactions. Whenever I engaged in conversation with someone else, I assumed they found me boring, annoying, or self-obsessed, and it sent me even further into my sadness. I started to become rude and unkind myself. I lashed out at people, or more commonly gave them passive-aggressive excuses for distancing myself from them. I even became prone to insulting people as a way of protecting myself if they didn't like me.
Wow.
I'm going to pause here and ask if anybody can relate to that at any point in their lives.
Yes.
I've definitely had points where I've either just been moody or whatever, and yeah, I've been there, done that. I'm not the nicest human. Everyone knows that. I try to be sometimes, but there's some days, man. I tell you what.
Same here.
Yeah, I feel like we all kind of went through, or go through something like that throughout our lives. Also, I'll just say, some of y'all can't see it, but I wore the perfect shirt for this morning. It's my Be a Nice Human shirt.
Yeah.
So, more of the story.
Nice.
It's funny how things connect.
Yes.
Continuing the article, I didn't make a conscious decision to be mean. I didn't wake up in the morning and think, today I'm going to hurt someone's feelings. It just happened in the moment when I was feeling especially down on myself.
Wow.
Most of the people I was rude to were actually friends of mine, people I liked and had nothing against. To be fair, I'm rude to my friends too, but I do it out of affection, though.
Yeah, tough love, man.
Yeah. There is no excuse for rudeness, offensive behavior, or being unkind to other individuals. I personally disagree with that if you're doing it for affection, but
right.
That's not what we're talking about today.
It depends if you do it as a joke or like truly,
Yeah. I am not proud of the way I've acted, and I'm not suggesting you follow in my footsteps, but it did give me a new perspective on other people I come across who are less than kind. When someone is rude for no reason, especially a stranger, it's rarely a personal assault, even if he accidentally did something to irritate them. People aren't mean for the sport of it or because they are against you. People are mean to cope. Being unkind, more often than not, is a reaction to anger with ourselves or our perceived inadequacy. When I was rude to other people, it was because I was afraid they wouldn't like the nice me. I didn't mind if they were angry at the fake unkind me because it really wasn't me. I felt unlovable, undesirable, and antisocial, and I needed a way to cope with these feelings by giving myself an alter ego that deserved to be disliked for reasons that I could understand. That's a very interesting way to look at it. I've never seen it like that before.
That's true.
When you find that people are being rude to you in your everyday life, they are really being mean to themselves. They have likely convinced themselves that they are unworthy of love, and that is the biggest tragedy of all. You don't have to tolerate it when others are not nice, but it's not something to take personally. You don't have to internalize the meanness as a fault of your own. You could simply recognize that the person being rude is struggling with their own problems and needs a way to cope with them. You cannot control the actions and behaviors of others, only your personal reactions to them.
Mm-hmm.
If you yourself are the one who has been unkind, it's time for a self-reflection. Why do you attack people? What are you trying to protect yourself from? So, anybody want to give some thoughts to that?
I get chafed. I get irritated.
Yeah.
And it's like some of my clients that I deal with, and I know it's funny because I think I have a handful of them out of God knows how many international and national people I talk to every day. It's like a handful will say, Harmony, you're going to get mad at me. And I'm like, oh, God, am I that bad? And the one lady, she calls every day for 5 minutes at least. She checks in because she's, anxious and nervous, and she's on medication, and we're always talking about her medication, and she's like, you're going to get so mad at me. And I'm like, what? And I had to tell her the other day, finally. I said, I'm not mad at you. I said, it's because I care about you, and I'm concerned about you and your well-being. So it's not like I'm mad at you. I just want to see you do the best for yourself, and it upsets me when you do something that, is not good for you. So I'm not mad at you. I just have a lot of care and concern for your actions because I care, I care about you. You're a person. You're somebody that I talk to every day, so how would I not care? And then there's those other times where, like, a personal friend of mine, I shall remain nameless, was dating somebody who is not the healthiest person in the world in a lot of areas, and money, a lot of open wallet on his behalf to this person. And I find myself getting really irritated, angry. I was like, why did you do that? I was mad then. And then I thought to myself, no, shut up. You've done the same thing yourself. That's why you're mad, because you're looking at you. So obviously it was something I had to heal within myself, and he was bringing it to my attention. So I did that promptly and haven't had a problem since. But, yeah, it could be lots of different reasons, in different cases on why you get angry or upset. So,
yeah, I'll admit personally that sometimes I intentionally try and appear intimidating to others because I kind of want people
I do that at work all the time.
Yeah, I want people
I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Pat, but when I'm at Walmart, right, I'm a completely different person there than I am here. I don't even show my vest. I put a hoodie on over it so customers don't come and talk to me so I can do my stuff and work, right? And I always have my headphones in, and I can't say it on air, but I have a RBS, a resting face, or RBF, excuse me.
A resting beach face?
Yeah, there we go. Good. So I put that face on. I put my hoodie on over my vest so the customers don't talk to me when I do have to deal with them for a bit. And I put my headphones in so I don't talk to anybody my whole shift. But I'm like, deep down, I love to talk to people and do all that stuff. But it's just like I'm a different person in some areas. You know what I mean? And it's not like I purposely do it, but at the same time, like I like to be left alone sometimes, and I have to appear like that so people will leave me be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do similar. Although I don't do it appearance wise. I do it more like in how I interact with people.
Yeah,
like personality wise.
Change the tone, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I've noticed it so far with you, Pat.
Good. That's a good sign.
I don't know though, man. I could have just said, it's Pat and being Pat or something. But no, yeah, I've always known you to be pretty chill.
I don't really have a reason to show my intimidating side with the current set of directors, but I will tell you that I've been told by bosses before that they've been intimidated by me. So, and that's kind of interesting. And
you got the experience, man. I'm kind of scared of you, man. You got a few years on me. You got that experience in life, right? Obviously, you've been here forever, man. You telling me to do something, even though I'm a director too. You tell me to do something, I'm gonna do it. Like, I don't want to make Pat mad, right?
Yeah, Pat's got that calm and intense kind of vibe.
I'm telling you, man. Pat doesn't appear scary, but sometimes I am.
Especially when he's wearing that kilt, man. That's his
which I am right now.
Right?
Pure authority, man. So yeah.
I think that also just reinforces the theme that actions speak louder than words, and I feel
I
like
agree.
more people get more angry at people's actions than what they say.
Especially on the road, right? Someone cuts you off. Don't say it
Don't
on air, but
just
think about what your first instinct is. Like, I can't show just one finger on your hand, right? You know what I mean?
It's that certain finger.
Yeah, right.
It's the Jersey bird.
Exactly.
The Jersey bird.
Sometimes I'm like that, or I'm like, oh, why is this person driving like this? Why are they walking like this? Like getting in my way,
OMG, slow
right?
people, walking slow. Like I'll be in the hallway and I'm like, please go fast.
I work at a grocery store. What do you think, man? I have to deal with that all the time. I'm sitting there trying to do my work real fast. I only deal with customers for 2 hours, but sometimes they just get in my way, and I'm just like, I got to be nice because it's my job. I'm kind, but I'm like sitting there in my mind thinking like, OMG, hurry up. Like, oh my gosh, I want to get my stuff done so I don't have to stay over late, right? It comes out sometimes, right?
That's why, like, if I need to just get a couple of items, I'm okay shopping during the day. But if I'm getting like supplies that are supposed to last me for the entire month, I do my shopping at night when I don't have to deal with all of the people.
Tell you what, I love my family to death, right? But like my grandma, I refuse to go shopping with her because she's one of those people. It's like, oh yeah, I need to go in get milk and eggs or something, and then she'll come out with 20 things, and I'm like, I'll drive her out there, right? So I'm like, okay, I got to do this, so just be quick, and I'll expect her to be in there for 5-10 minutes, and she's there for 25-30, and I'm like, are you kidding me? You said you were only getting this, and she's like, oh well, I was in there and I forgot about this and that, and I'm just like, oh my lord.
It's a shame Laughing Chipmunk isn't with us right now because she could talk about my grandma and her shopping habits as well. In Harmony, you might be able to attest to a few of them. She's probably told you about some of the things that she done.
Of her blocking customers and moving people's carts out of the way and complaining loudly that, I wonder why they left that cart there. So,
I guess I can't go through this aisle.
Yeah.
Grocery shopping is just so stressful in general, especially if you do it alone.
That's why I'm glad I work overnights. I don't have to deal. I only have to deal with them for 2 hours, and then I get to just have basically the whole store to myself. I mean, there's 15, 20 people per night on overnight, so I have this whole area to myself. I just listen to music. Nobody talks to me. Nothing. I just do my work and I go home, and I love that. Now,
do you think they'll ever open up third shift again for people to shop overnight?
I was sitting there and thinking they wouldn't, but when I started in Walmart last summer, I started April 30th or so, right immediately after finals week. We were open from 11 p.m. or we were closed, from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Or no, excuse me. Sorry, that's what we are now. Sorry, I'm very tired. We closed from 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. and then it went back to 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. And then now it's 11 to 6. So honestly, at this rate, I could say within 2 to 3 years, and I just got a massive Charlie horse. Ow.
Oh, that's not good.
Right. I would say within two years max, I think we'll probably go back to opening up on overnights. But Walmart said they don't plan to, but businesses change all the time.
Yeah.
And they want money. And you got the people. You got all these kids over like in Preble County where I live that have nothing better to do over in Preble County. So they just want to go to Walmart at 3 a.m., right? And you just buy stuff. People do that.
A lot of people that work,
Yeah, well, they work overnights too.
They work weird shifts too, and they want to come in at like, in the middle of the night because they're wide awake and they have to do their shopping. They couldn't do it any other time.
So we lock the front doors, right when we close. But we keep the side door open for like associates to like go out and smoke or, on the lunch breaks, they go out and go to their cars or whatever. Like twice last week, we've had these customers come in at like midnight. And I'm like, okay, so the store is basically completely empty. Do you think we're open? I'm like, put 2 and 2 together. All the aisles are shut down, or all the checkout aisles are all turned off, and it's like, not trying to be rude, but like, can you be more stupid, right? Like, the store is completely empty, and yet they come in there. I'm like, of course, there's a few cars, people work there, but I'm like, I don't know. That's just me thinking out loud from work, right? But,
you know what really grinds my gears is when people assume that just because there's workers in anything, not just Walmart, but even fast food places, especially workers have to go in early for food preparation, and customers assume that the restaurant is open
even if the lights are off.
Yeah, exactly.
I worked in the food industry from 16 years old to 18 because over in Preble County, that's all you can get when you're a teenager is food jobs. And, man, I can't tell you how many times that – because I usually stayed till close for every, food job I had. And so many people would come in. Like, for example, I would work at Taco Bell, and we close at 3 a.m. on the weekend. So people would come in at, like, 4 through the drive-thru, and I'm like, bro, like, what Taco Bell is open 24 hours around here? Like, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They come through like, you guys still open? I'm like, is our light on? No. There's your answer.
Got to remember, Taco Bell is like the big restaurants of boozers that drink everywhere.
I can't tell you how many people came in, under the influence of something. So many people. I got into like a verbal altercation with one guy because he was super drunk, came in right when we closed at 3 and expected us to give him free food. I'm like,
free food?
Yeah, well, he was like, because we some items we had to get rid of early, like at like 2:30 because of preparation, right? We can't keep certain items. We can't put it in the fridge for the next day because it just doesn't go right. It wouldn't be good in the morning by then.
It'd be like soggy Mexican.
Exactly. People don't want that stuff, right? And he'd be like, "Oh, since you don't have that, you should give me free this." And I'm like, who the hell do you? Who the hell do you think you are?
Even at Tim Hortons, when they got rid of their donuts at the end of the day, they'll sometimes give you it at a discount, but never free.
Yeah, exactly, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know. Like, I've worked in customer service for years now, but, it's cool. I like a lot of the customers I liked, but there's some I'm just like, oh, my Lord. Like, they grind my gears, at least to say. So, but no, obviously, you don't have customers. You don't have a business, right? I wouldn't have a job. So, obviously, I'm a customer everywhere. I go to Subway. I'm planning on going to Subway when I leave here today, right? I'm going to be a customer there. And every time I go anywhere, though, like ever since I worked in the food industry, I have like a massive respect for all those people because I understand what it's like because I worked for a few years. Now that I work at a grocery store, I've gained a lot of respect for all of them and like, oh, they don't have this item stocked right now. Oh, go check the back. And it's like, for me personally, if someone asked me that, I'd be like, dude, I have no clue if it's in the back because that's not what I do, right?
Yeah. What drives me crazy is when you walk into Walmart. Okay.
Yeah.
And I have a Walmart right by me, and you're asking somebody where something is. Clearly, they have on a Walmart shirt, and they're like, I don't know.
Okay. I got to defend that.
You work here, correct?
I got to defend that just a tad bit. So, like for me, for example, like last week, I had like 5 customers come up to me within the span of like the 1 hour at the beginning of my shift that we are open. And they just kept asking me, like, where something's at. And I'm like, man, if I actually worked in this department, I would know. But, like, the way I defend that, for me as a worker, that is, like, I mainly work over in the frozen department. Sometimes I'm kind of like a Swiss Army knife, so I go everywhere pretty much that we do stock on overnights. So I would work, I mainly work in the grocery area. And people would ask me, like, oh, is this item available, in the electronics department? And I'm just like, I have no clue because I don't work over there.
I can understand that. But I'm talking about generally. It's like
but like if you see someone stocking like I don't know, let's say like Fruit Loops, right? You'd be like, oh, is this certain type of cereal here? And you'd
be
like,
the grocery, sure. And I was asking specifically for something in that area, and they're like, oh,
I don't know. I don't know. Some people,
it's crazy.
Some people just don't care. Like for me, like if a customer comes up to me, I'm gonna be as nice as I can as long as they're nice to me, and I'm gonna help them out how I can. But some people, they're not like that. So I have a few coworkers. I've had a few coworkers, I should say. The ones I have now are pretty cool. But I've had coworkers in the past who just do not give a F about their job.
Well,
like,
most
they do
of
not
the
care.
time
They're just
you
there just
ask
because
them
they
and
have to
they'll
have the
scan
money.
the code and see if it's in the back. But sometimes when they're just like generally, I don't know.
No,
It's
it's actually hard to get stuff from the back, like, and know if it's in the back because, like, I've been at Walmart for like a year and, like, unless I see it there, I don't know if it's in the back and all that stuff. And it's the back room is usually so cluttered with so much different types of freight, like a million different types, because there's like 100 departments. Like that, you don't want to go back there and spend 20 minutes looking for one item, right? So you're going to be like, well, usually what I'll say is like, well, it wasn't on the truck, or we haven't got our truck yet, so we'll have to check back tomorrow. And I mean, I'm not lying to them.
Yeah, my son used to work at Walmart too for a short time, so yeah, I get
I just realized I've taken up like our whole time.
We
just talking about Walmart, but
we went off on a tangent, but
that's how I don't know. I love working at Walmart. Big shout out to the Eaton Walmart for hiring me and keeping me around for a seasonal worker. But I went on a little bit of a tangent there, and I'm sorry. That's how I host the show, Pat. You know that. I go on.
Fine.
I sit there and talk for like 15 minutes about random stuff.
But we do need to finish the article here.
I didn't even know we still had to go. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
It's all right. We
I
should
think
be
we
able
all
to
went
finish
off
it.
because I went off on one too. So
Same.
Man, I'm having fun though. It's all that matters.
So we left off on, if you yourself are the one who has been unkind, it is time for self-reflection. Why do you attack people? What are you trying to protect yourself from? In my case, I got depressed because I felt socially awkward and I began losing friends. After that, I shied away from social gatherings and only augmenting the problem. I constantly thought negative things such as nobody likes you, who would want to be your friend, and you are not worthy of the friends you have. I created a toxic environment inside my own head, and it wasn't based in reality. I knew I had to change my outlook, so I pushed myself to see the good in myself and the reasons why I'm likable. And as a result, I began to see the good in others again, too. It's not an easy process, and for many, it requires therapy and months of time. But you can begin your journey back to kindness by being kinder to yourself. Oh, you okay, Harmony? I think she had a phone call. Listen closely to your destructive, self-critical thoughts. Are they based in reality, or are you fabricating them? If you criticize yourself because you feel guilty about things you did in your past, work on nurturing self-forgiveness just as you'd forgive a loved one for those same mistakes. If you criticize yourself because you were raised to believe that you were a bad person, recognize this isn't true, and you know you could choose to heal and challenge this belief as an adult. Try to look at yourself from an outside perspective and remind yourself of all the unique and beautiful qualities you possess and have the ability to share with the world. With enough time and effort, you will begin to see the pattern in your unkind behavior and its link to your own anger at yourself. Once you can hone in on those feelings about yourself, you can begin to make conscious decisions to be kind to others instead of lashing out in a coping mechanism. As a coping mechanism. It's kind of hard to say. I have always unfalteringly held the belief that people are inherently good and only do bad things in reaction to bad situations. The most important thing to remember, whether you are receiving or giving kindness, is that you are inherently good too and deserve to be loved, no matter what you or someone else tells you. And that is written by Avery Rogers.
Well, I got to say, that was pretty good because it led Harmony and I to go into a pretty good discussion about everything.
Yeah, so, exactly.
No, all in general, that was I'm glad you read that. That was pretty good.
We should have you on the Harmonic Connection, Scotty. You'd be good.
Hey, if I'm free and the show's back on, right, I'll hop on. You know me, I can sit here and talk all day. That's why I work radio, right? That's why I host Free Talk Friday, because I can just sit there and go on and on and on and on, man. I really can. And I just did. I didn't even mean to. I just kind of got lost in the moment.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Right? Lost in the sauce.
I allowed it to happen because this is a kind of a short article.
Hey, man, I had fun. Yeah, I don't get to talk about Walmart much, so it felt good to just kind of have a little discussion about it.
Let it all out.
Yeah, I love working there, honestly. Like, there's days where I'm like, man, that kind of sucked. But no, they've been very well on me. Like I said, they let me be a seasonal worker, which they don't let happen at my store. I'm the only one that's been permitted to. So
wow,
yeah,
that's an honor.
Yeah, they like the former the supervisor just left last week. He thought I was a pretty good worker, so he was like, "Yeah, of course, yeah, we'll do it for you." So big shout out to Matt. He was a really cool supervisor. Hopefully the next one's really chill too. Walmart and Eaton's done some pretty good stuff for me, so blessed by them. So big shout out to Walmart for my employment.
Nice. All right. We are going to take our next break, and when we come back, it's Weird Wednesday, so we're going to be covering weird and strange and funny news stories, as well as we might do an improv game or two in the studio.
Ooh,
Don't know
fun.
yet. Yeah. So stick around. You're listening to The Rat Morning Show at WWSU 106.9 FM.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
On WWSU 106.9 FM.
What? Wait, what's this about cat yodeling, Harmony?
I said I need to find the cat, and we could do some cat yodeling for Weird Wednesday.
Oh, that would be funny. Welcome back to the Right Morning Show. I am logged into my Google account, so I might be able to pull up that recording of cat yodeling we did from a long time ago.
But this would be like live.
So this is kind of funny. So her cat Moogle.
I like that name, Moogle.
Yeah. What's really funny is she has a Google Home. So anytime you say, "Hey Moogle," it triggers her Google Home.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so here we go. Cat yodeling. Let's see if we could get this. Working here. It's kind of quiet at first.
Oh my god.
You know what that reminded me of? That reminded me of Laughing Chipmunks cats in the background that we hear all the time on the show.
Oh, funny.
That's actually funny. I like that. I feel like that's something you would see on America's Funniest Videos or something, if you recorded it on the camera. That's funny.
There's an entire video on. Sorry, what was that, Jamie?
I said that's adorable.
Yeah. There's a video on YouTube. It's a very funny video. You should look it up. It's simply titled "Cat Yodeling," and it's this funny instructional video that these guys put on how to yodel your cat.
Oh, God.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And what's funny is at the end, they kind of turn the yodeling into like a beat or a rhythm or something like that, which is even more funny.
Rap to it, right?
Actually, hang on. Let me see if I can pull it up and I'll play it for you. It's
Is that good?
Yeah, give me 1 second here. It's a very old video, so oh yeah, yeah. I'm not going to do the polka one. I'm going to do the short version.
Oh, funny.
Here we go. So we're going to go ahead and
play
this.
How would you make your cat yodel?
So when they meow, you give them a gentle shake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Since the release of our instructional video, An Engineer's Guide to Cats, and a rise in popularity of cat yodeling, many people have expressed difficulty in achieving yodeling with their own cat. The first ingredient needed for cat yodeling is a cat. Selection of a cat with the correct temperament is critical. You will want to find a cat that is mellow enough, yet still capable of being annoyed. You should not apply any physical discomfort, but it is advisable to use protection for the first yodeling attempts in case of excessively jubilant yodeling. The first phase of cat yodeling is the annoying phase. This involves simply cradling the cat in a loving manner for a short amount of time. Other methods for increasing the annoyance of the cat include something called the semi-automatic kissing machine, and also a technique for cross-species sensitivity training called the overly friendly sniffing dog simulator. Finally, a momentary vertical displacement of 4 to 6 inches will trigger the vocalizations of the cat, whereupon a gently applied shiver will complete the yodel. Advanced yodeling technique involves sequential application of all of these yodel elements.
Wow.
Here's where it starts going into a rhythm.
Cat yodeling has many advantages. It develops an affectionate bond between the cat and the human. It exercises the vocal systems of the cat. And it brings beauty into the world as a new form of artistic expression.
I feel like my grandma would love, like my grandma on my dad's side. I feel like she would love that because she loves cats so much.
Funny.
Shout out to Kayla's Man P on YouTube for making this video.
That was great. I couldn't see the video obviously, but that sounded amazing. Awesome.
Technical comedy with cat yodeling.
That's totally. I never even knew that was a thing. My buddy I work with, Kyler, he has 3 cats, so we go over to his place since he lives next to the super center. He lives like 2 minutes away. We always go to his place for the lunch break. So I feel like, like next time I work with him and we go on lunch, I'm going to have to try that on one of his cats. Yeah, 3 cats. I have 3 options.
Pick the most affectionate cat.
Yeah.
They're all pretty much like the same. Like they if you like play with them, like shove them to the ground a little bit, like they don't care. But they meow here and there, and they're really affectionate cats. So I feel like it would work on them because one of the cats, his name is Scrappy. He meows quite a bit, so I feel like I could get him to yodel a little bit.
Yeah, it's usually the ones that are like meowers.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to show Kyler the video, and then because I feel like he's gonna sit there and try to do it constantly with his cats, and then he's eventually gonna get it. That's funny.
You should record his attempts on video too.
Yeah, I will. And if I get any funny stuff, I'll bring it here to the morning show. Now that sounds pretty funny, so I'll have to give it a shot, and next week I'll have to see if we make any progress on that.
All right, let's talk some weird news here. Behold the anus.
Oh gosh, that's weird enough already.
Alrighty.
I love the headline to the story, and it's not what you think it is.
Right.
It's not your anus, it's an anus. Yeah.
The anus is an evolutionary marvel, but how and when did this organ evolve into what it is today?
Oh God.
Oh, there's a little it's a podcast feed. I just now realized that. So they misled me because they put a sea creature as the photo for this news article. So I thought there was like some sort of creature in the coral reef or something that was called the anus, but apparently they're actually talking about the anus.
Would you care for some canned deviled cookie?
No, you can't talk about that on radio. That's a little too lewd for radio there, Harmony.
I know, but it's funny.
There's this whole SpongeBob parody that I'm not going to get into it on radio. You're just going to have to watch it.
You have to see it for yourself. It's funny.
A larger than a football field sinkhole has swallowed one house and two dogs.
Oh, God.
A large sinkhole has been growing at a farm in Mexico since May. It's already swallowed a house, and two dogs had to be rescued from the hole last week. Ooh.
Wow.
A small Florida town accidentally sold its water tower for $55,000.
Nice.
Nice one, Florida.
Nice, Florida.
Florida's I don't even know what to compare it to, but they're like, I don't want to say the joke of America, but like they have a lot of weird, I guess it's for Weird Wednesday. They have a lot of weird stuff that happens in Florida, so only
usually
Florida.
Usually with alligators.
Yeah, right.
When business owner Bobby Reed approached the Brooksville County City Council about purchasing a municipal building at the base of the small Florida city water tower, he didn't expect the water tower to come with it. Reed discovered the mistake after the property had been sold to him for $55,000. The certified personal trainer intended to turn the building, which various city departments use for storage, into a personal training studio named Downtown Athletics. But when he went to the county property appraiser's office to get an address for his new business, the county told him he'd receive much more than the building, several thousand gallons more. I immediately went through the necessary steps to deed the water tower back to the city of Brooksville, Reed said in an email to NPR. The city's intention was to sell me a split section of the parcel with a small garage. The surprise purchase boiled down to a mix-up over the legal description for the property. Mark Kootenai, the Brooksville city manager, says the building Reed wanted to buy was never split off from the parent property where the water tower is based, even though city leaders were aware it was supposed to be. City code allows properties to be split one time from their parent parcel, Kootenai said. Kootenai said he directed his staff to provide the city attorney with a legal description that separated the parcel, but the description that went into the attorney was still for the full property. If there was any error, it was on my part, Kootenai said. I should have looked at it more closely because that's where we dropped the ball. More like dropping the water tower.
Drop at the water fountain.
That's funny.
Do you think like the guy that bought that would, because like, obviously they're gonna want that property back? Do you think he would like try to sell it back and basically make a bunch of his money back, like just
that
make
would be
money off that?
interesting.
Yeah,
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
You know, I feel like that'd be kind of like smart on his end. And be like, well, legally I own it. It was your mistake. If you want it back, you
have
gotta
buy it back.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that'd be smart.
Or even rent
I ain't
it
gonna
out.
lie. If that was me, that's what I would do.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'd do it too.
I ain't gonna lie. Sorry, I gotta manipulate it a little bit.
I gotta make some extra money. Yeah, pocket change, Scotty. Pocket change.
Exactly.
Jamie has some weird news as well. So, Jamie, I'm going to take it away to you. And I just typed something in Google that I did not mean to type. It was a bunch of slashes.
Okay, so also just warning, we are not making fun of people with mental illnesses in this article. So this is from Cleveland.com, and the title is Man strips naked, climbs on roof of home during police standoff in Southwest Ohio.
Oh, God.
Dane, Ohio, a man wanted by the FBI ended up taking off his clothes and climbing onto the roof of a home Tuesday during a standoff with SWAT before safely surrendering. Information was released by the Dayton Police Department says the man was wanted in Minnesota on violent felony warrants. Police learned the man was in a home in the Dayton area, but when officers showed up at about 10:50 a.m., the suspect ran into the home. A dog at the home was shot by an officer when it charged at police. The dog survived and was taken away for treatment, police say. The suspect became upset, and when the dog was shot, WTN Channel 2 reports the suspect reportedly took off his clothes and managed to get onto the roof. SWAT was called into the scene, as well as mental health workers and members of the suspect's family, police say. They were able to convince the man to climb down the ladder of a fire truck. WDTN reports the suspect was taken to the hospital for treatment.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
so I feel like that's more of a crazy story than a
It
wacky
categorizes
story.
as weird, I'd say.
It's
Yeah.
unusual.
Unusual.
Definitely.
Unusual is weird.
Why would you?
I hope that dude is doing okay. I hope he got some help.
Isn't that a symptom of some mental disorders that sometimes people will strip, like Alzheimer's? I think Alzheimer's and dementia. I've heard of that.
I feel like it'd be like a
before.
schizophrenia thing too.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he'll be able to get some help.
Yeah. And R.I.P. to that dog. Unfortunate. That was.
Yeah.
No,
was
the
sad.
dog.
It's
The
still
dog
alive.
survived.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
They went to the hospital for treatment. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the dog survived, so that's good.
He was just defending his territory, so.
It's in their blood.
I hear Nick in the background laughing at something.
Oh, he's lifting weights. He's lifting weights, and it's weird because I'm in my room and make sure the door's all the way closed.
I'm telling you, when I used to pump weights, back in high school, I'd usually like, I was one of those dudes. I'd be pretty loud.
You'd be breaking the
not all the time, but like if
alarm
I'm sitting there like maxing out and I'm like almost there, it helps. It actually helps if you like yell. It just kind of like forces you through it. It's like a mental thing. At least for me, I don't know.
I do believe our neighbor up front moved because of it. Because when the gyms were shut down during COVID, he's got a lot of weightlifting and working on the equipment here now, and he's had the bumper guards, and he was lifting like 300 and some pounds at one point, pushing into 4. And he would like bring them down, and they would just like clink, clink. And she'd come knocking on the door, and she's like, What's banging? She's like, are you hitting a wall or something? And I'm like, no, it's just my son lifting weights. And it was evidently hitting into the closet, so we moved it a little bit, but she still kept coming over complaining. And it's like, he's wanting to work out. He was doing it around maybe 5 p.m., so we're not going to do anything over here unless it's during hours of where you can actually move about and it's no big deal. But she was still complaining about it, so she eventually moved. I think that was one of the biggest reasons she moved.
I mean, I personally don't enjoy like those people in the gym who are like loudly lifting weights or like grunting or anything like that. I'm like, y'all can you keep that to yourself. Like I'm just on the on the elliptical.
Not to
well,
get
the thing
graphic,
about
but-
it is when it's that heavy and you're coming down, sometimes
I mean,
you come
speaking as a
down
previous
hard.
lifter, man, sometimes, I mean, all the time, like when they're loud, just to kind of be loud, that annoys me too. I'm kind of like, really, bro? But like, sometimes I'm pushing a big weight, man. I'm like, ooh, I gotta get it up, right? That's just how it is. I mean, I don't know. That's like I said, that's
he
from my
didn't
experience.
he didn't have the noise going with it, but every now and again, it wasn't like constant coming down like that. But sometimes when you're coming down and you're coming down a certain way, it'll clink and.
Hey, you got some weight on there, man. You gotta be proud of yourself if you hit it, right?
God, yeah, for sure.
I mean, there's a difference between making a little sound, like if it comes down, and then just showing off.
Yeah.
No, and that's definitely not what he's about. He's just about working out.
Yeah, he's lifting by himself in the garage.
Yeah. Well, in his room, actually.
Oh, room. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's like living in a dorm over here when you have 12 units. It's almost like dormitory life.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, my God. Especially when your neighbors are hammering at 2 a.m.
Oh, gosh. We're not going to get into that story.
Nope.
But what we will get into is a routine audit by a Central California pistachio producer earlier this month revealed that a whopping 42,000 pounds of pistachios were missing. So the Touchdown Pistachio Company of Fresno contacted authorities. It led to the arrest of Alberto Montemayor, 34, of Montemayor Trucking in Delano, reports CBS Fresno affiliate KGPE-TV. He was booked in Tulare County. Officials said leads in Fresno and in Kern County helped detectives discover that the tractor trailer with the nuts inside had been moved from a Montemayor trucking lot to an area nearby. Detectives said pistachios from 1 ton, 2,000-pound sacks were being put into smaller bags for resale. So this guy stole 21 tons of pistachios.
Okay.
I saw that on the News Center 7 a few days ago when I was at work. I was like, what the H, right? I was like, what the heck? Like, really?
Nuts
yeah, but what they didn't say, he was holding him hostage for meat.
I mean, nuts are expensive, though. Like, a bag can be like up to $14. Yep. So, like, that's a pretty big heist.
When I was a kid.
Pistachios at Costco's are like $14 a bag.
Jeez.
Did you hear about the truck that crashed on a highway once and lost $43 of ramen noodles?
Yes.
Oh, God.
I heard about that. I was like, oh, dear.
That's funny.
Also from CBS News, a voyage. This one's more of an uplifting story, a pretty cool story. Right. A voyage that began on the coast of Rhode Island in 2018 concluded in Portugal's Azores Islands just last week. Whew, I'm running out of breath. It's where 17-year-old Christian Santos found a message in a bottle.
Ooh.
Santos said Santos said the message talked about a Thanksgiving trip. He was 13, he was visiting Rhode Island, and he was from Vermont, Santos told CBS News' Michelle Miller. That 13-year-old is now 16-year-old Sean Smith. He and his relatives tossed several bottles in the ocean that day back in 2018. A couple of them got found not long afterwards, but then 2.5 years later, I completely had forgotten we even done it, Smith said. The bottle traveled more than 3,000 miles across the Atlantic Ocean from Rhode Island to the Azores. After Santos put the word out about the message, Smith saw a news report about it on Wednesday night. My first reaction was like, what the heck? Smith laughed. The two teenagers have more in common than their age. Santos is also a native New Englander. He was born in Massachusetts before moving to the Azores, a coincidence not lost on his mom, Molly. I said, Christian, do you realize this, like, really close to where we are from? This is a weird way to write the article. Do you realize this, like, really close to where we are from, honey?
What?
Makes no sense. What are the chances of him knowing how to read and speak English? If it was somebody else who didn't, they'd probably just toss it, Molly said. A coincidence kicking off a friendship that is worth the wait. I think we will try to stay in touch. It's a pretty special occurrence, Smith said.
That is really cool.
Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
That's pretty dope.
That's so cool.
That makes me want to go try it now.
That's
Just like
awesome.
chuck it in the ocean like a football down when I'm in Florida. It'll probably just come right back on the shore. But like,
who knows?
That's
makes
funny.
Makes me want to go down to the road where we used to live at, down to the Mad River, and check a bottle in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Jamie, do you have any other weird news for us?
Not at the moment. I'm trying to look to see if there's any like Dayton news. That's pretty
I should have probably looked at a few, but I just got my phone. I forgot to bring my laptop in here.
Oh, it's all right.
I always try and look at like no offense to Florida, I always look at like the Jackson Centennial.
Yeah. Like I said, Florida's weird, so it definitely. I feel like we'll end up mentioning it like once a week. Every Wednesday, we'll probably mention Florida here or there.
At least.
Usually, a lot of Florida, like weird stuff that happens in Florida, is like a lot of like the arrests. Like, have you guys heard about that one where it's like that person threw an alligator in like a drive-through at Wendy's?
It's
down in Florida?
always
sure
something with an alligator. Yep, it's always
like, bro,
something with an alligator.
That's like their strap, man. That's like them having a gun, right? They just like throw an alligator in there, man. That's like. Man, only in Florida, man. That's all it is. Only in Florida.
Should we do a little improv game for the remaining 5 minutes of the show?
Oh,
there you go.
So we're gonna do something called alphabet sentences. So,
oh no, I don't know if I should do this one. I might say something I shouldn't go on air.
So we're all going to go around and do like either a conversation or a story, but our sentences have to begin with a letter of the alphabet. We're going to start with one letter, and then we're going to keep going through the alphabet until either we run out of time or run out of letters.
Oh, God.
I don't know if I'll be good at this.
Who wants to volunteer to be the first person to start us off?
I'll do it.
Okay, Scotty. So we're going to start with the letter Z. Oh, you got the worst one. Z.
Zebras.
So you gotta make a sentence or something for us to follow up on.
Oh, I thought I said I'd do a word.
And it begins with Z.
I have to make a whole sentence that starts with Z?
Yeah, like a conversation for us to engage with. And then the next person, their sentence has to start with A, then B, then C, and then we go on.
Okay. All right, well, zebras, they like to eat grass.
Jamie, you got A.
And they also like to eat water.
Eat water?
Boy, I would love to see that happen.
Right?
Oh, God, yeah.
Harmony, you got C.
Oh, could they possibly eat water? I don't know, but I will say that there's one that's on the pack of Fruit Stripe gum.
Oh, Pat, are you?
No, your turn now.
Oh,
D.
I'm on D. Okay. Oh man. Dumb zebras eat dead animals. I thought you were going Pat. That's why I was like, I had E ready for me.
I went with B.
Oh, I'm brain dead, man.
I'm on E. Especially dead animals that have been rotting for a few days.
Way to go, Jamie.
For real.
Oh, wow, Pat, come on.
Good God.
Freddie told me about that last night, and I was like, wow. Harmony, you got
and I say, good God, really? Why would they eat rotting corpses and everything disgusting when they have plenty of grass, plenty of water, and plenty of all kinds of other interesting things to eat?
You got H.
I know. I'm sitting here thinking. How does it smell when they poop after they eat these dead animals?
I mean, just imagine the smell. It would be horrendous.
Oh, my Lord.
Just grab a bucket of meat crab, and then you'll know the answer. Harmony.
Kill me. I don't want to be around for that smell. It's just too horrendous.
Scotty.
Oh, man. Lame zebras sit there and do nothing all day.
Metaphorically,
Okay.
that could mean that they are thinking about life.
Jeez.
No, you're wrong. Why would that ever happen? Harmony.
Oh, God, why did we ever get on this subject? Because, there's too much to say about zebras, and, wow, this is just crazy.
Oh, man.
This will be the last one because we're out of time.
Pretty zebras have many stripes.
I love how you're always using an adjective followed by zebras in each of your sentences.
Dude, I have a format, man. I'm sitting here thinking I have absolutely no clue what to say as well. So.
Well, Jamie's got a format too because she's been using the same letter in she'll say metaphorically, and then mean after that. So she's been using like double letters in hers, which I thought was pretty cool. I'm like, hey, that works out perfect.
I kind of like that. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, that was fun. I like that. I
thought we were just doing like like one of those things where it's a story and you say like a letter. I was like, well, if I get F, I'm gonna say the F word, so please don't. That's why I was like, I don't know about that, but no, that was fun. I like that.
That was fun.
All right, we're gonna wrap up the show with another quick look at your weather. It's currently partly cloudy, 68 degrees, and the forecast calls for partly to mostly cloudy skies for the next 12 hours, and then clearing up after 7 p.m. Temperature is going to reach 76 degrees by 4 p.m., and that will be our high temperature for the day. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the Wright Morning Show. We'll be back again tomorrow, just like as we are every weekday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., and tomorrow is Thoughtful Thursday, so we're going to have a mind-bending or thought-provoking topic for tomorrow. Don't know what it is just yet, but be sure to tune in for that. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see you again tomorrow on the Wright Morning Show. Have a great day, and thank you for making us a part of your morning.
We'd like to welcome you to the tea hour. Winston Stevens are going to spill all of the tea.
All the beans on toast shall be spilled today.
Raspberry tea and
like a peach tea
and quality.
We're going to toss it in the harbour like those silly Americans.
Those silly Americans.
She made toast of those gents.
Made toast, put butter, and had tea with that butter.
WWSU 106.9 FM, Fairborn, Dayton. Grab your tea and enjoy some quality programming.
Beans on